Silence at the heights. The wind slices across the rock. The golden eagle wings spread wide, razor-sharp gaze. Absolute ruler of the sky. Speed, precision, a lightning descent from the void. But in the mountains, not everything runs. The alpine ibex. Balance, endurance, hoofs that defy gravity. It survives by clinging to the edge. Here the summit does not belong to the fastest, but to the one who never loses balance. Welcome to the Alps, the kingdom of the predators that rule the Swiss. Mountains, every like and subscribe you give is a huge motivation for us to keep creating better and higher quality content. Don't hesitate to leave a comment below. We'd love to know that. This video has connected us. In your opinion, which animal is truly that ultimate apex predator in nature? Without keeping you waiting any longer, let's get started. When winter covers the land, the peaks around the Matterhorn become frozen fortresses. On vertical cliffs, the alpine ibex defies gravity, climbing higher to avoid predators and search for rare patches of grass exposed under the snow. Below in the white valleys, the chamois dashes across the slopes with surprising agility, even though deep snow slows every step, but every movement is observed. In the darkness, the Eurasian lynx stalks silently, its paws sinking into the snow without a sound. Above, the golden eagle spreads its wings, cutting to the sky, diving like an arrow toward the weakest. Winter here is relentless. Only the best adapted that individuals can survive. Covering more than 60% of Swiss territory, the Swiss Alps are a national symbol where high mountains and deep valleys create a spectacular landscape. Although Switzerland only occupies about 14% of the total area of the European Alps, the country is home to 48 of the 82 peaks that exceed 13,000, FT about 4,000 m, and most of the remaining peaks are located within a few dozen kilometers of its borders. This is a land where time that seems to stand still between ice and rock. The name Alps comes from the ancient Latin for white, evoking snowy peaks like icy crowns touching the sky. But the history of the Alps goes much deeper. About 65 million years ago, the incessant collision between the European and African tectonic plates pushed the sediment of the ancient tether ocean upward, forming one of the most majestic mountain systems on the planet, with an average altitude of more than 6,500 feet. The Swiss Alps extend from the southwest to the northeast, forming the topographical backbone of the country. The Dufour Peaks at 23 feet rises like a giant in the middle of a sea of mountains. The Alec Glacier, 14 miles long and 46 square miles wide, is not only a natural wonder, but also the lifeblood of major rivers like the Rhone and the Rhine. Valleys like Zerd and La Brunnen have been deeply carved by glaciers over millions of years. La Brunnen, with more than 70 waterfalls cascading from vertical cliffs, is a living testament to the persistent power of time and ice. Zamet is located at the foot of the Matterhorn, where one of the world's most iconic mountains rises like a perfect pyramid. The Swiss Alps are also one of the regions with the greatest biodiversity in Europe. Tens of thousands of plant and animal species live here, many of which do not exist anywhere else. For every 328 feet of increase in altitude, the average temperature decreases by about 0.56 degrees Celsius, forming three clear climatic zones: the subalpine zone, the alpine zone, and the glacier zone. Each zone offers distinct habitats, from fresh pine forests and rich alpine meadows to the frozen world of the glaciers. Here, every day is a test of survival, where species must endure the relentless cold, clinging to the fragile hope of the warm months ahead. Summer in the Swiss Alps is the moment when life awakens. After a long winter, the melting snow from the highest peaks begins to flow through the valleys, creating crystal clear streams. The temperature ranges ranges between 50 degrees Fahrenheit and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 10 degrees Celsius and 20 degrees Celsius in the low regions, providing warmth and energy to the entire ecosystem. Fields of wildflowers bloom in the vast meadows, creating a tapestry of vibrant colors. Melting ice from glaciers feeds the great rivers, transforming the valleys into rich habitats for wildlife at altitudes ranging from 6,560 to 9,840 feet. Summer in the alpine zone of Switzerland reveals a landscape full of life. As the temperature rises, oscillating between 37 degrees Fahrenheit and 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 3 degrees C and 20 degrees C, the snow on the peaks begins to melt. High above, peaks like the Matterhorn and the Dufour Spitzer stand out with a timeless beauty. Now the peaks are no longer locked in ice. They reflect the bright summer sun. The icy water flows rapidly toward the valleys, creating majestic waterfalls. It is the core of life. The lush meadows and flower-covered carpets sustained by the meltwater from glaciers like the Morterac draw a picturesque scene. This refreshing water supply not only creates serene beauty, but also provides a rich source of nutrition for the entire ecosystem. These meadows are an important source of food for the alpine ibex, the iconic Swiss ibex, also known as the ibex of the Alps. In summer, they move to the steep cliffs to find fresh grass, herbs, and shrubs. Their climbing prowess is amazing, the result of millions of years of evolution. With strong hooves and well-developed muscles, the ibex can easily grip surfaces only a few inches wide, reaching areas inaccessible to other animals. These almost vertical cliffs become a safe haven, protecting them from predators like the golden eagle and the Eurasian lynx. This characteristic gives these mountain goats a significant advantage in accessing areas with fresh grasses and shrubs, minimizing competition for food with other species. At the end of summer, males often leave the herds to engage in battles for dominance. The powerful head-butting of young males echoes to the mountains, creating a magnificent spectacle. These battles are not only a way to establish their rank in the herd, but also preparation for the upcoming mating season in autumn. Summer in the high mountains brings a busy but favorable period for the chamois. The alpine meadows are lush and full of life, providing an abundant source of food. The chamois takes full advantage of this time, moving to the steep cliffs to seek food in areas that few other animals can reach. Their exceptional climbing skills, thanks to their strong legs and perfectly adapted hooves, allow them to maintain a firm grip on slippery, rocky surfaces. Chamois live in small herds, which often include 15 to 30 individuals. The herd is well organized, led by strong males who guard the territory and control the areas with the most nutritious food sources. Toward the end of summer, competition among males increases as they begin to assert their strength to prepare for the autumn mating season. Females and young often move to safer areas away from zones where the golden eagle or Eurasian lynx might be hunting. Constant vigilance is their survival strategy, especially when crossing open areas. A 2023 study by the University of Zurich showed that the chamois can reach speeds of up to 31 miles per hour, 50 kilometers per hour on uneven terrain. This is a significant advantage that allows them to easily escape potential predators. The mountain hare, also known by many other names, such as blue hare, tundra hare, alpine hare, and snow hare, symbolizes the amazing adaptation to the harsh environment of the Swiss Alps. With the arrival of summer, the mountain hare gradually sheds its white winter coat, replacing it with a brownish-gray color. It blends into the rocky slopes and green meadows, almost disappearing into the wild landscape. During this time, grass, wildflowers, and other nutritious plants become its main diet, helping it recover energy after the harsh winter. However, threats are always present. Predators like the golden eagle and Eurasian lynx are always on the prowl. The hare's change of coat is not only for camouflage, but also a way to deal with the intense summer sun. Its dense fur and ability to blend into the landscape that help it survive in this challenging environment. At lower altitudes ranging from 5,000 to 6,500 feet, 1,500 to 2,000 m, the Swiss subalpine zone acts as a bridge between dense forest and lush alpine meadows. Summer temperature here ranges from 41 degrees F to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, allowing life to flourish, again with budding trees and vegetation, creating a fresh natural landscape. Meltwater from the snow flows down the slopes, winding through forests of pine, fir, and spruce. In the valleys, green meadows stretch out like a soft carpet. Crocuses and bluebells bloom in shades of purple and white, adding a poetic touch to the landscape. The dense pine and fir forests provide both food and shelter, helping the red deer avoid predators lurking in the darkness of the deep woods. Under the soft sunlight, deer calves follow their mothers, learning to find fresh grass. Throughout the summer, herds of red deer spend most of their time roaming the meadows, seeking the freshest and tastiest grazing spots. An adult deer needs to consume 15 to 30 pounds, 7 to 14 kg of food per day to stay healthy, weighing between 330 and 600 pounds, 150 to 270 kilograms. The red deer dominates the mountain landscape. Males with their majestic antlers grow stronger during this season. Their antlers are not only a symbol of power, but also an important tool for the upcoming battles in the mating season. Meanwhile, the Aro deer, smaller than the red deer, is more active than ever. Males engage in fierce competitions known as the right to mate. They chase and fight each other, rubbing their antlers against trees and emitting loud calls to mark territory and attract females. These battles are not only a display of strength, but also a way to establish dominance within the population. The abundant summer vegetation with fresh grass, tender leaves, and nutritious buds helps the roe deer accumulate the necessary energy. The abundance of plant life in the subalpine zone is vital for their health and population growth. They often feed early in the morning and late in the afternoon to avoid the heat of the day, while during the day they hide in the dense forest to rest and protect themselves from lurking predators. The red fox is an expert and opportunistic hunter that thrives as nature becomes vibrant and abundant. Although they tend to be solitary, summer is when fox kits grow and begin to learn survival skills from their mothers. They venture out of their dens, exploring the surroundings and learning to hunt. The mother fox acts as a guide, teaching her kids how to hunt, forage, and defend themselves against threats. As an omnivore, the red fox is very adaptable in its diet. Throughout the summer, it hunts mice, bird chicks, lizards, and insects, using its ability to jump up to 3 feet high to effectively catch small rodents hiding underground. In addition to hunting, they also eat berries and forest fruits, ensuring they maintain their energy levels and prepare for the difficult times ahead. Meanwhile, the European badger becomes more active at night. At twilight, the badger uses its keen sense of smell to detect a variety of food sources such as earthworms, insects, roots, and occasionally small animals. Earthworms make up the bulk of its diet, with approximately 60% of its food intake coming from this source. A badger can consume 1.5 to 2 pounds of earthworms per night, which is equivalent to about 200 worms. Badgers often forage in damp areas where insects and earthworms are easier to find. The dense meadows and forest edges in the subalpine zone are ideal places for their hunts, with its strong claws. The badger digs deep into ground to find roots and tubers that has an additional food source. During the summer, the European badger not only concentrates on foraging, but also on preparing for the next spring